I think we are good to start. Welcome once again to AWS 10 session by Unogeeks. Today's topic, we are going to see IAM in AWS part 1. Okay. And today's agenda, first we are going to see what is IAM overview. IAM nothing but identity, access and management. Okay. So what are the users you're going to create? So in AWS, how we are going to manage? See example, in our house, right? So we'll have the people like who are can enter the house, right? And who are till to reach the kitchen, right? Some changes comes, then will not allow the people to enter the house. Okay, consider the house is like a AWS account. So like changes like on the one user, that user we don't have access to enter the house. Like just they can up to they can reach up to our gate. Then will they'll not have authority to inside our house. So, but see, consider like on a friend. Okay, then we allow the friend to inside our house, but here some restriction. Then we'll allow a friend to up to our living room. But see our family members, some of them come to our home. Then we have allowing them to enter till our kitchen, right? So this is a way like we are going to create a users in the AWS account, and we are going to have the permissions to reach our kitchen, to reach our who are allowed to reach our living room, and who are kind of like stages they'll allow up to our gates. So we do in detail, yes, like, and we're going to see how to see, manage our users with IAM, and also managing permissions with the groups, and we're going to see IAM policy and its elements. Also, we have the one more concept, IAM roles for IAM services and so on. We're going to see a POSIT policy. Finally, we're going to see IAM and so on. Okay, as I said, IAM nothing but identity and access management. So it is help us to securely manage identities and access to AWS services and resources. So the question is like, if we're creating IAM, so we need to say who are going to access your account, okay, and what can access, so and what, okay. So you need to have these answers in your mind before you're going to create any account in AWS, okay. So like who and what they're going to access and what are the resources they are going to access, okay. Based on things, we can have attached the policy. We are going to create a policies and going to update with the IAM. So IAM consists of four main components. One is the users, groups, rules, and policies. Okay. So if someone asks like what are the how you're going to manage your account AWS, okay, then we are using IAM users, okay, and groups, rules, and the policies. Okay. Users are individual entities. Groups allow for efficient permission management, and rules grant temporary access, and policy define permissions. Okay. So this model approach provides you kind of flexibility and scalability for the managing access, allowing an organization to easily adapt to changing requirements. So IAM offers several key benefits. The main thing is including enhancing security by implementing the principle of least privileges. And like whenever creating any account, first we can start with the least privileges based on the user usage. Then we can slowly provide the other access. Okay, so from initial time itself, we're not going to give the full access. Okay, first we're going to give some least privileges based on the requirement. Then we will slowly give the other access. And IAM also helps organization safeguard their AWS resources. It's a maintain compliance, streamline user management, and protect against unauthorized access. So this is a way. So as I said, who can enter your house? So you can create a IAM user based on requirements. If you have any question, just unmute yourself and you can ask can interact anytime. So IAM user, as I said, IAM users and represent real individuals or applications that require access to AWS. So when creating users, administrator can optionally assign access keys for programmability access. So there is two options. I'll show you the things in doing the demo. When creating IAM user, there is two optional things. One is with the administrator access keys, secret keys. So that means that we yesterday created, right? So we created on the IAM user and created access key, secret key, and we have the AWS CLA installed. Then we have a configure the access secret key. This kind of if you are going to interact your AWS account, through the application level or the CLI level, then you can use this option. And there is another option like the console access. The console access means if you enable the console access while creating IAM user, then they can able to log in your IAM user account, the GUI model, the GUI repression, like they'll go to the console, then directly use the username and password. They can go to their account and they can manage based on the policy you have attached. Okay, and user permissions for IAM user can be managed through policies that specify which actions on which resources are allowed or denied. Okay, so based on the permissions allowed, the user can access the particular resources on the IAM account. Managing password, yes, managing password is a policy in IAM can enforce password complexity, age, and reuse rules. User can require to change the password periodically. Password policies improve security by ensuring that user create strong passwords. I'll show you in the console directly, then you can understand better. As we said, user groups. Okay, first we'll say users. Let's see groups. What is groups? Okay, groups is nothing but simplifying permissioning management by allowing administrator to organize users with similar access need to into groups. Okay, policy can be attached to the groups to grant permissions. Using groups, streamline access management, reduce administrative overhead, and ensure consistent permissions for users within similar roles. Okay, for example, development group or admin group might have policies granting access to the development related AWS resources. Like admin group, I get the admin access. So whoever and want to access the if you, for example, if you are going to create on manage your account, so you don't want to create individual users, right? So you're getting individual users, but then we need to manage policies for the individual users. So instead of things, you can create a group like admin group and developer group and HR group. Okay, and under the group you can have the policy attached. So whoever want to part of the admin group, then you can directly put the user into the particular group. Then they can access the what are the admin related resources. This help us to managing the single policy for the single users. Okay, and group policies, as said, policy attached to the IAM group define what action and resource groups member can access. Any user added to the group inherits the group permissions. So group policies simplify policy management and ensure that changes to permissions are applied to all group members. So like group permissions, nothing, group policy and permissions, nothing but IAM like team roles in the project. Okay, instead of assigning permission individually, you can create groups with the specific roles. So as I said, if you have developers group, everyone in the group automatically get the permission needed for the development task. Okay. See, this is the diagram which represent how the group will look like. See, example, in account, I create admin group, developer group, and test group. Okay. And under the admin group, I have attached administrator policy, and I created Bob and Susan, added them into the admin group. Then these people have the admin privileges. Okay. And similarly, if I have the like Nate, Brad, and Devapan, okay, I will put them into the developer group. Okay, then they'll get the developer access. Similarly, if you go to test group, so like I have only the read-only access for my account. Then Kathy and Alan, they'll get the access for the what are the group available in test. What is attached to the group, they'll have able to have the particular access. Okay, now it's in IAM group users, and what is the next policy? IAM policies. Okay, so IAM policy are JSON documents that explicitly specific permissions. They can be attached to users, groups, roles, or resources. Okay, and this policy provide fine-grained control over access, allowing organization to precisely define what action need to be allowed or denied. So it enhancing security and compliance. So, and what are the policy elements available? Okay, the policy elements consider including version, statement, action, what action need to be done, what effect need to be done, like example action, allow or deny, and what are the conditions. So if the condition is supposed, is example, the request come from particular IP, then only they can able to access some resources. Yeah, we can put some conditions. So these elements work together to define access control rules. Okay, this flexibility of policy elements enable organization to create tailored access control that meets their specific requirements. The best practices, yes. So when you're creating IAM policies, we need to include the principle of least privilege. As I said, we need to regularly reviewing updating policies and based on the customer usage. Okay, and implementing policy best practices helps maintain a secure, and well-organized access management system, reducing the risk of unauthorized access and simplifying policy maintenance. Okay, this simple policy how it looks like when creating one policy. So this is a JSON document. See example, version, statement, SID, effect, action, resource, right? So when we're creating any policy, it shows version. Version is nothing but a version of policy language. So we need to use always latest version. Okay, when we are creating this policy. Statements is nothing but this argument used to parent element for different statement in the policy. What a statement we are going to see. Under the SID, this is an optional element that allows us to define a statement ID if you want to put some like example. See example this policy, I'm going to list objects in bucket. Okay. And effect, these elements can have the values allow or deny. In this policy effect, it's allow. So, and under the action, this list of actions related to the policy, S3 list bucket. This is the action. A resource defines list of resources and which to follow this example apply. For resource based policy, this is optional. Like example, is a resource. See example, this is actually AR. AR nothing but a Amazon resource name. So under that they put some S3 bucket name. So whoever this policy attached to the which user or group, they can access this bucket. This is actually simple policy. And we have the principal condition also there. The principal, as I said, is the identity that allow or denied access to resource-based policies. Condition, we can put some condition. We'll discuss in tomorrow session. Okay, we'll going to create some policy and we're going to play around with some policies. But this, just to give it up, this is the how the policy looks like. The IAM policy has JSON documents. So this policy statement is looks like. Okay. So far, see, we have seen IAM user, IAM groups, IAM policies. Okay. This is IAM roles. Okay. What is IAM roles? Okay. IAM roles are used to delegate permissions to entities that assume that roles. They are not tied to specific users and can be assumed by AWS services like federated users and our application. So role enhance security by eliminating the need for long-term credentials, reducing exposure to the risk. They also support dynamic temporary access to AWS resources. Okay. So, see example, this is the IAM role. So, who can assume the IAM role? And the trust policy. While getting IAM role, we can have some trust policy there actually and permission policy. Trust policy, we're going to say who can assume this IAM role. And permission policy, what does the role allow once you assume it? Okay. See example, as I said, I'm creating on IAM user and I'm adding a read-only policy. And so similarly, if you go to some IAM role and under the IAM role, we need to attach a policy like a read-only policy or S3 read-only policy. And under the trust policy, we're going to see who are going to assume this, the role. So I'll show you the detail during the answer. So IAM roles are like like example, IAM roles are like a backstage process at a concept, right? Instead of using a regular ticket, IAM uses credentials. Roles provide temporary specific access for certain tasks. AWS services can assume these roles to perform actions like a crew member using a backstage pass for specific duties. Okay. So what is the password policy? Okay. The password policy is use of set of rules and requirements that define how users should create and they manage their password. Okay. So passwords are always the complexity requirements. We need to have password always expression rotations. Okay. And password history and reuse. We have to check our password history when they last used the password. Okay. We can see the options. Account lockout and recovery, that option is possible. MFA also possible in the password policy, and monitoring and auditing. Okay. So the example like enforcing a password, what is like setting a combination lock on your gym locker. Okay. So you establish rules for creating a strong password, just as you set a combination of your locker. Okay. This ensures that only those who know the correct combination, that means a strong password, can access the contents. Okay. Then quickly go to for IAM user creation. we'll some play around with the IAM. For that, I'm going to log in my account. You can also log in your account. Okay, go to sign into the console. aws.amazon.com console. Sign into the console. Now I'm logging into the root user. You can log in with your root user, the newly created accounts. And the search window, type IAM, Identity and Access Management. Go to users. Since it's new account, I don't have any user. Maybe your case, you already created yesterday only we created one user. We'll try to create one user now. For example, let's say Unogeeks admin. So while creating a code, you can see provide user access to AWS Management Console an option. Okay. Choose this option and the username. You can check this option. Okay. And choose the second option. So they are saying specific user identity. That means this is a different topic. So we have, if you have the SSO in your organization, then we can use that one actually. But since the demo, we'll get we're going to use this one. I want to create a IAM user. It auto-generated password, custom password. If you want to set custom password, it is possible. The demo will go to auto-generated password. And user must create a new password cannot next sign in. So demo will disable this option so that we can use our auto-generated password itself. Next. So here there are three options: add user to group, copy permissions, attach policy directly. Okay. So instead of, if you want to attach policy directly, you can directly come here and you can see the policies, administrator policies, and if you want to read only policy, everything is there. Okay. For demo purpose, we are going to leave as it is. We can add this user as a group later. Just give create next. Add user to group. Click next. Create user. Okay. And download this login information. Download CSV file. In the real time, if you want to send this the email, okay, say example, if your organization, we are creating an IAM user, then we have to send the email information, then you can click this one, then you can send the email also, okay, the information to some user. For our case, we are going to use this account. So I'm downloading this user. Okay, we create a new user, Unogeeks admin. Okay, then go to user groups, create group, say admin group. Okay, so we'll create a group itself. You can see what are the user available to add this group. Let's say if I want to add this user, I can add the user directly here, and also you can, if you want to add the user directly to group, that's also possible. Let's say the administrator group, then I choose administrator access, create group. Okay. Now let's go to user groups. Okay. Now the username, so click this one. I not attach any policy directly to the user, but it shows now what are the policy attached to the groups. It's showing the policy here. Group under the admin group. Okay. Similarly, we can create one more group, and like add one more user. Let's say create group. Read only group. Okay. Let's say read only. This one, read only access. You can see this policy under 11. Read only access. Getting group. Okay. Let me go to my users. I'll create one more user. And I'm going to provide console access for this user also. Provide user access. I want to create IAM user with auto-generated password. So I'm disabling this option. User must create this option. Next. Okay, add user to group. Okay. I'm going to add this user read only. Create user. Download the CSV file. Okay.
So you created a read-only group. Inside that, you added a policy, right?
Correct.
A read-only policy.
Correct.
Okay. And then you created another user and assigned that user to that read-only group.
Correct.
Okay.
So this read only have read only access attached. Okay. So now we created two user. One is admin user and another read only user. And instead of attaching policy directly, I might put this under this users under the group. Two group is the admin and this. Like let's try to log in this admin group. Okay. Admin user. So right now we are logging this account using a root, right? Instead of that, let me log in using this account using my admin credentials. Okay. Other, let me sign it out here, or else we'll do one thing. Okay, let me sign out here. And admin credentials, let me open this file. If you open a CSV file, you can see username, password, and console sign URL. Copy this console sign URL. Go to your browser. So instead of root, it will ask you to enter your AIM username password. You go to sign in URL. Okay. Username will be this one. Password. Let me copy the password. So I logged in my account using my admin credentials. Now using this, I can do anything. See, let me go to my again IAM. Let me go to IAM users. Let me try to get some user. Since I have to check my credentials, okay, this is admin user or not. Create user, let's say demo, just for demo purpose, okay. Next, if you want to attach permissions directly, you can attach the policy directly. Let's say some dummy user, okay. Choose some policy. Next, create user. That means I logged in the account using my admin credentials. I'm able to do anything here actually. But there are some restriction if you want to raise some requests, if you want to, some kind of thing actually for the account verification, then you need to log in your root user email address. But other than that, you can use this, this admin credential and do anything in this AWS account. Okay. Similarly, let me try to delete this demo user. Possible. You need to put your demo user name. I can delete it. Okay. So now let me log out here. Okay. And let me try to access same account using my read-only access. So let me open again the read-only credentials. The sign will all be same. These are the credentials. Let me put a Unogeeks. And this is a password for read-only. Okay. This is my read-only access. That means I can do anything, okay, in this account, but I cannot make any changes. Let's try to do something. Let me go to IAM. Let me try to create some user. Similar demo user. Next, create user. See here, this is a difference. User was not created. Unogeeks student is not authorized to perform since create user resource don't have the allow create user action policy attached. That means this user doesn't have access to create any user since it's a read-only access. Clear, right?
Yes, John. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. We'll do another testing. That means now we tested with the guy mode. We'll try to do the CLI also. Then I'll let you know how to create a user from CLI also. Okay. Similarly, first let me go to the admin group. User admin. Okay. User admin. So while creating user, as I said, console access. If you go to security credentials, you can see the options. Manage console access. Any user, if you want to enable console access, then you need to come here, manage console access. You need to enable. And if you want to keep existing password, auto-generated password, that is possible. Now, customer says, I want to access this, account from the command prompt. So in that case, they need access key secret key, or they need some application. That application need to talk to our AWS users. In this case, we need to create access keys. Let's say create access key. This is my admin user. I'm choosing option other. Next, the tag value is optional. Let's say create access key. Oh, sorry. I'm still in my read-only user. So that's the reason I'm not able to do it. Let me log out here. Sign into console. Okay, let me log in my admin credentials.
Sorry, John, what are we trying to do now?
Now we are going to do using CLI, command line.
Okay.
So we're going to create a
Okay.
user, right?
Yeah.
We're going to access everything. Now, actually, we tested in the console, right? Now we will test it to the CLI mode.
Okay.
I'm logging to account using my admin credentials. Go to IAM. Go to your users. Unogeeks admin. Under security credentials. Create access key. I'm saying other. Don't CSV file. Done. Also, I'm going to my read-only user. Under security credentials. Create access key. Choosing other option. Next. Create access key. Download CSV file. Done. Okay. Now, similarly, let me try to create user using CLI. Right. For that, go to command prompt. Windows R. Okay. Command. Now, let me open my first read-only credentials. So this is the credentials. Okay. Read-only access keys. Okay. To configure AWS, configure the command prompt. Okay, let me copy this credentials. And let me with the same region, South -1, output JSON, fine. Now, let's say there's a command. Let me go to CLI, AWS. There is some document, AS, CLI command for IAM. Let me paste this URL in the chat window. This is CLI document provided by AWS. Okay. So you can see here. So what are the action you can do here. Okay. Let's say I want to list my user. This is a list users. You can see end of the document. You can see. So this is a command. AWS IAM list type in users. That means, so this read-only user, so we use that read-only user access key secret key. That user can able to read the users. Okay, let me paste this same command in chat window. Similarly, now let's try to create one user account. Okay, for to create a new user, the same documents. Let's say Control F, create user. Okay, to create a user, I can see I am create user. That is the command. Okay, and username we can put like this. Okay, so if you paste the chat and also you can, if you want to try, you can try it out. Let me try to create this user. It says when calling the create user option, use a similarly same response, right? Since the user have the read-only access, he is not able to create the IAM user. Now, let's try to create this user using my admin credentials, admin access key secret key. Let me quickly copy the access key. AWS configure. Enter this access key. And this secret key. Same region, same job. Okay. Now let me try to first list. If you go the up arrow, you can get all the command will come. AMI list IP users. Okay, this comes. Let me try to create this username. It says your user was created since it's an admin access, right? Now let AWS IAM list users. It shows 3 user created. Bob, the unit is always available. Read is always there actually. This is a new user created. So go to console. If you refresh the under users, you can see the Bob is created, right? Now let me try to delete this user. Okay. For delete the user, similarly go to this command, CLI documents, search, delete group, delete user. Let me say delete user. So under delete user, so they're saying delete user hyphen space double hyphen username and the username value. Okay, this is example, right? Yes, I am delete user and the username. Now let's try to delete this user. Yeah, that means our user got deleted. Not, there is no error. Let me list my users. The Bob user is supposed to be not available here. Yes. This is the way you can manage anything from the command prompt also. Just I show the example for you. I will get a user, admin group, everything you can do. So the commands available in the documentation. You can search a command, what are the based on requirement, and you can do it from the command prompt also. Hope you're clear. User and user groups, right? Okay, now let's see the roles. Now we clear out the users and how the user groups works actually. Let's see the roles. Before, let me show the policies. Let's try to open some policy. Okay, let me expand this policy. So we discussed, right? Version, statement, effect, action, right? So version means the policy created date, they put it like statements. Under statement, they say what are the policy. Effect means allow. Action star. Star means any. Okay, so star any. That means if this policy, if I attach this policy to anyone, they can access anything in this account. That is the administrator part and access. So if you go some read only access, let's say S3 read only. Yeah. This policy, see version statement, the same fi allow. Under action, they say S3 get star, list star, describe star, object lambda get star, list star. So that means get list. They don't mention put here. Okay, if you mention put object, okay, put star means then they have some access to. That means they can able to modify their file. But this is actually they're saying only get list. That means this policy attached to anyone, they can no, only the get and list the data. They're not able to modify anything. This is different. In the tomorrow classes, we're going to play around with the policies. Okay, so I'll discuss it more in a tomorrow session. This is how to create the policy and how to play around. But just to give it, sir, this is the policy looks like in real time how the policy works. Okay, let me go to roles. Create role. AWS services. Let's say some EC2. It's nothing but the Elastic Compute Cloud. Use case, I'm choosing EC2. Click next. And which access the EC2 need add access. Like for example, let's say EC2 read only access. Or any policy, like as I said, EC3 read only policy. Click next. The role name, let's say role for EC2 and S3. Okay, create role. So under the role, I can see my role is available. Role for EC2 S3, right? If I open the roles, first it says permissions. What permission attached to this? Okay, I attach two policy. One is EC2 read only access and S3 read only access. Okay, so and under trust relationship, who can access this policy? I'm saying EC2. I'm creating EC2 can assume this policy. The permissions attach this actually EC2 read only and S3 read only access. That means so I can use the same role. See if I right now I am my EC2. Okay, that means my VM want to access some data in S3 bucket. Okay, a simple storage service. In that case, I don't want to create a user and put the user access key secret key and the machine. Okay, I can directly attach this role to the VM. So that VM can talk to this role, and in talking this role, it check the permissions under the role actually. Okay, this role I have like S3 only access. Then the case that role can access the data which is available in my S3 bucket. This is the main difference. Okay, so using this option, so we can avoid to create a multiple user like to access some data in the AWS itself. Okay, so this way we can avoid creating multiple users and managing multiple groups. We will discuss in more actually in our VM session. Okay, how to use this role to access the data. But just to give it up, this is a role. So today we have seen user groups and roles and policies. Okay, users we created actually two user, an admin user and read-only user, and the groups we created an admin group, read-only group. Okay, we have added our admin user into the under the admin group. You go to admin, you can see the admin groups. Similarly, the read-only groups. Okay, and read-only group we attach read-only policies. Admin group we add the admin policies, and we also created one roles for to so in the future if you want to use some VM to access some data, we can use this similarly. Not only VM, other services also if you want to access. So in this case, we can avoid create multiple users. And policies also we discussed. So to, how the policy look like. And tomorrow session we'll see in detailed manner how to create the policies, how to play around with the policies. But you are clear with this topic, right? Put on Dhruv, how to create users, groups.
Yeah, John, I'm a bit confused between groups and roles, but maybe later examples will clear, right? Because here in groups also we are creating and attaching the policy and later attaching the groups to the user, right?
Correct.
Similarly, here also roles also we have done the same thing. We are attaching the policy and created the roles, and now I don't know what we will do with these roles, right?
Yeah, while doing the answer, definitely you'll get to know actually. Probably we'll try to cover
Yes.
tomorrow, or else means next session, or next section. We have the VM session there, and during the VM session, I'll
Okay.
give the answer so that you can understand better the roles, what the purpose of user roles.
Mm.
Here, the roles we don't have any option to add any user. That's the main difference.
Yes.
The group we have the option to add the user. If you go to add,
Yes.
like they say add user, right? But the role we don't have any option. I'll show you in the during the demo session, so you can understand better. With that.
Okay.
Okay, you're clear, right? Now.
Yes.
And tomorrow, actually, the holiday. If you want to have a session, you can have it. What's your opinion? Or else we can connect on Monday. Is it okay?
Yes, and one more request I have, John and Dhruv as well. So nowadays is very cold time, right? So can we shift our timing slightly, 15 minutes or 30 minutes, if that okay with Dhruv or you? I'm just asking, not like saying. So and maybe mid of February or maybe first week of February until some warm time will come. Can we start the session from 7:15 or 7:30 if you guys are okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Dhruv, how about yours? Okay. So Dhruv also okay. Then we can push it at 7:15.
Yes. At least 15 minutes will help. So
Oh,
that is
sure, Gupta. Then we'll catch up tomorrow also. Okay.
tomorrow are we going to have, or we are not having tomorrow? Just confirm.
Okay. Let's have it tomorrow. So Dhruv also available.
Let's have it tomorrow.
Yeah, you are available, right? Tomorrow.
Okay. Yes, I am available tomorrow.
Okay. Then we'll connect it tomorrow actually at 7:15. Okay. And tomorrow session,
Okay.
we'll have
Thank you.
some IAM advanced stuff. Thank you, Gupta. Thank you, Dhruv. I think Dhruv mic is not working. Thank you. We'll catch up tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, John.
Take us.